Branches of government. Big ideas. Who is in charge of the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of California's state government? Describe an initiative or a referendum. Why are checks and balances important in government? Vocabulary. Appeal. Child custody. Civil rights. Jaywalking. Petition. The state government makes laws for the entire state of California. The head of the state government is the governor. California's governor is elected by the people once every 4 years and may serve the people of California for 2 terms or 8 years. The governor has many men and women to help make and enforce laws of the state. Sacramento. Sacramento is the capital of California. The capital city is the central place of government for a state. The governor and all of the state officials have their offices in the capital city. Many important decisions for California are made in Sacramento. 4 other cities serve as the capital of California before Sacramento was finally chosen in 1854. They included Monterey, San Jose, Vallejo, and Benicia. 3 branches of state government. California was the 31st state to join the United States. 30 other states had already set the standard for the way California's government would be run. In fact, 63 years before California became a state, the United States Constitution was written. It clearly outlined the rules for state and national governments. All state and national governments, including California's, are divided into 3 branches. These branches of government are the legislative, executive, and judicial branches. The legislative branch. The legislative branch is the part of government that makes laws. The legislature in California has 2 parts, the Senate and the Assembly. Californians vote for the people in the Senate and Assembly. There are 40 senators who are elected to 4-year terms, and 80 assembly members who are elected to 2-year terms. These 120 legislators are chosen by the people to make laws for the state of California. During their terms in California's state government, senators and assembly members discuss new laws for the state. Citizens can also contact state legislators to suggest new laws. All laws start as bills in the legislature. To become a law, a bill must be voted on and win majority of votes in both the Senate and the Assembly. As a final step, the approved bill must be signed into law by the governor. The executive branch. The executive branch is responsible for carrying out the laws and running the state. In addition, the executive branch writes a budget and decides how much money the state will spend each year. If, for example, the legislative branch voted to build a new park in your neighborhood, it would be the executive branch's job to buy the land and make sure the park gets built. The governor is in charge of the executive branch. Since the governor can't do everything in a state as large as California, he or she must have hundreds of people to help run the state. Some of these people are elected by the voters. Other members of the executive branch are chosen by the governor. The governor tells the Senate and Assembly the types of laws he or she would like to see passed. The senator and assembly members listen to the governor, but they do not have to do everything the governor wants. Their first responsibility is to the citizens of California who voted for them. Fast facts. A referendum allows citizens who disagree with a law to collect signatures on a petition and force a vote on the law during the next election. An initiative can be used by voters when they want to see a new law passed or make a change to the Constitution. Again, signatures must be collected on a petition to force a vote. The judicial branch. The 3rd branch of California state government is the judicial branch. The judicial branch makes sure laws are followed. It is responsible for enforcing traffic laws and punishing criminals. The judicial branch operates the state's jails and prisons while protecting the civil rights of California's citizens. Remember the park that the legislative branch voted to build in your neighborhood? The executive branch purchased the land and built the park. Visitors to the park are not following the rules. They are fishing in the park's lakes and staying in the park after dark. The judicial branch would make sure that these lawbreakers are warned and, if necessary, punished. The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is in charge of the judicial branch. 7 judges on the Supreme Court are chosen by the governor to serve 12-year terms. There are also courts under the Supreme Court. These courts decide on crimes from jaywalking to murder. California's courts also deal with family matters like divorce and child custody. If a person feels that a decision made in one of the lower courts is unfair, he or she can appeal to a higher court. Some cases go all the way to the Supreme Court. The decisions of the Supreme Court are final. Checks and balances. Each of the 3 branches of government uses its powers to check and balance the other 2 branches. Balance in the 3 branches of government is important so that one branch doesn't become too powerful. For example, if the executive branch run by the governor did something wrong, the judicial branch run by the Supreme Court could stop the governor. If the governor abused his or her power, the judicial branch could even remove the governor from office. Another example of this balance requires that all laws passed by the legislative branch be approved by the executive branch. Let's say that the governor did not want a new park built in your neighborhood. The governor could veto the new park and refuse to approve it. The legislature could vote on the park again. If 2/3 of the senators and assembly members agreed, the park could be built without the governor's signature.